Hello, I am Reverend Dr. Namches. In this video, we will learn how to make our flex box layout design to be responsive on mobile phones. And so we already have a design that we are working with. In our last video, we worked with Flex website root folder. And so I will open the root folder Flex website. Remember, we worked on laying out our web contents using flexbox. And so I will double click on the root folder, and then I have one HTML file and three subfolders. And so I will open CSS and then behold my templates.css. I will right click and open with Notepad. I'll open with Notepad. All right. And that's my template.css. So I minimize and then I go to my index.html. I right click and I open with Notepad as well. So currently I have my template.css and I also have my index.html. So I minimize and then I also quickly open my index.html with Google Chrome. And so this was where we stopped in our last class. In our last class, we were able to use flexbox to style this to the top left, to the top right, to this center, and then the main was able to leave it like this for now. And then we were able to style our footer, the opening hour section on this left side, the useful links, the get in touch, and then the footer bar. The footer bar. So this is currently how our website is for now. And so for us to test the responsiveness on our phone, that it means how do our web page look on a phone? How does it look on a phone? So for me to do that, I will have to click on this icon. So once I click on it, and this is exactly how it will look on a phone. This is exactly how it will look on a phone for now. For now, but I would okay, let me minimize this. Okay, so I would want to make it look differently on a phone. I would want to make it look differently on a phone. So I will quickly bring out the way I would want it to look. And so as you can see on the screen, you would see how I would want uh, the header to look like. You would see that the header, it's different from the way it currently looks like. You would see that the nav is now acting as a container, while you have the anchor tags, that's the home, about, register, and contact, where you have them aligned on a column. You can see the home is on the top. Below it, you can see the about, you can see the register just below it, and then finally, you can see contact at the last line. And so, as you can see, the logo still remained where it was, and then the XL library website also remained where it was, but the nav has changed. The nav has changed. And so I would also want us to take a look at how I would want the footer to be as well. How I would want the footer to be as well. And so as you can see on the screen, you would see that the footer is now, or I would rather say that the footer has a flex direction of column as well. You can see the footer container now has a flex direction of column. Now the link X, that's the useful links, the contactors, the get in touch, and the rest, they are now arranged in columns, not in rows. So just mere looking at the footer, you would agree with me that the layout has changed. And so for us to achieve this, as you can see on the screen, you would see that the nav is now considered as a container. You can see the bigger container, the header, just it still remains a bigger container, but now the nav is now also acting as a container. The header is like the parent container. Now the nav is also acting as a container, just like you have a father and a grandfather. Now, the container and items relationship is just like the parents and the children, parent and child relationship. Now, the nav is now acting as the container where the anchor tags, home, about, register, contact, are now acting as the items. So when you display flex for the nav, you have to go to the nav and display flex, and then the flex direction will now be columns. The flex direction, once you make the flex directions to be columns, home, about, register, and contact will be arranged on top of each other. They will be arranged in columns from top to bottom. Right now, they are arranged in rows from left to right. Row means from left to right, column means from top to bottom. And so you can see responsive flexbox for a mobile phone. So now we want to make the nav to look different on a mobile phone. And so we have to go about this. And first of all, we have to open our tools, starting from opening our root folder. And so we quickly close this, and then okay, we have already opened our index.html and also our template.css. So the first thing we will do, okay, this is, as you can see here, this is a multi-line comment, CSS comment. So I'll simply change the write-up. The code below explains the responsiveness to a mobile phone. And then I'll click File and Save while I begin writing the code. And so the first code I will type is at media, at media, then in bracket, max width, width, max width 500 px. And so I open the bracket. So this is at media, max width, that's maximum width of 500 px. So that's exactly what you have here. This is a maximum width of 500 px. So this px from here to here, from the left of this to the right of this, is around 480 px for mobile phone. So a A big iPhone should be around 480px or 490px or 500px. So just to be on a safe side, I used 500px. So whatever I am styling will be able to reflect here. Whatever I am styling will be able to reflect here. So the first element I want to style is my nav. Now I am making my nav. Okay, let me align these two left and right. Oh, sorry, I just made a mistake. Okay, let me shift this to the left, and then I'll keep them side by side. And this, I will adjust this a little. Okay, I can see both my code and my mobile phone view. And so, quickly to my index.html. So this is my nav. This is my nav. I just highlighted this is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. So my nav is now acting as a container, while the anchor A, while the anchor A are now acting as the items. So the nav is just like the parent, while the anchor tags are like the children. So the container and the items, the parent and the children. So I will have to make my nav the container, while I will make these the items. So I will quickly go to this place, nav, and then I open the brackets, and then I close. So I will type display, just like in our previous class, flex, display flex, then I will type flex direction. Now, as you can see on the screen, our flex direction here is row because they are arranged from left to right. But this time around, we want the flex direction to be column. So which means it will be arranged from top to bottom. So flex direction will now be column. Remember, this is my media for 500px, that's for mobile phone. So whatever I am typing, I will type it between this place. The next thing I will type it below here. So column, and then a semicolon, and then I click file and save, and then I refresh. Wow, as you can see, the my nav has just taken a new shape. My nav has just taken a new shape, and I would want to beautify it. So I want to beautify these anchors that are inside. I want to beautify them. So I will simply nav A, because I want to style the anchor tags. As you can see the A, the A, the anchor elements or the anchor tags. So the A are inside nav. So it is nav A. That is the A inside nav. So that's why I have nav A. And so I will I will type border, border, maybe 2px, and then maybe solid, or maybe let's use groove, groove, and then let's use orange color, orange. I don't want to start looking for the code for orange. I will simply type orange, and then I click file and click save, and then I refresh. Wow, As you can see, we have this, we have this, and so as you can see, our anchor tags, our links have a border 2px orange. Maybe we can change it to maybe simply 1px and see how it goes. I'll click File and Save, and then I refresh. Okay, I think it looks better. It looks better. We have a 1px solid orange color border for each anchor tag. And so I think we are done with this for now. We are done with the header. So we simply go to the footer to style the footer for how it will appear on a mobile phone. And so as you can see on the screen, this is how I would want my mobile phone footer to look like. As you can see on the screen, this footer container starts from here and ends here, while footer bar starts from here. You can see my mouse pointer and ends right here. So this is from here to here footer bar, and then from here to here footer container. So you can see that the footer container is now a container, is now acting as a container, while opening hours, useful links, and get in touch are now acting as the items. So remember, opening hours has a class of logo X. Useful links has a class of link X, while get in touch has a class of contact S. While this point from here to here, which is the container, has the class of footer container. So I will simply close this, and then I will open my code. Okay, my code is already open. This is my index.html. I will simply go to my footer option, my footer side. So this is my footer. This is my footer from, I have to drag this down a little. This is my footer from here up to this point. And now this is my footer bar from here to here. And now this is my footer container from here to here. So this footer container is now is a container, is a container. And now, uh, and now I have three items: logo X representing opening hours. You can see opening hours here, Monday to Friday, Monday to representing this. So logo X, and I also have link X, and I also have contact S. So I have to first of all code a display flex for footer container. So I would go to my template.css, and footer.container is a class. So it will start from dot footer, because it's a class, that's why I added dot footer hyphen container, and then the brackets, and so display flex flex direction column, and then I'll click file and save, and so I refresh. So once I refresh, you will notice that the opening hours, this item is now on the top, followed by this, and then followed by this. This is now a column from top to down. And so I will also do, you can see that the items, this item, this side, they are not aligned at the center. So I'll have to align the items at the center. So align items, center. So file and save. So the items are now aligned at the center. Okay. And now I'll have to style each of these. So this is link X, logo X. This is link X and contact X. So I'll have to, this should be dot. Okay, this is it. This is logo X, link X, contact S. So I go back to my template.css dot link X. And so flex basis 100%. So because I want this opening hours, this particular item to span from here, from this left to the right, that's 100% of the phone width. I want it to span 100% of the phone width. Okay. And then I would also want the text to be aligned at the center. It's like they're already aligned at the center, but I'll simply have to type it. And then I'll click file. Okay, I'll also add a padding. Okay, I'll click file and save before I add a padding. I refresh. Okay, I think it has taken effect. And then I'll add a padding. So where do I add this padding? I want to add a padding at the top and also at the bottom. So if I do 10px and 0, it simply means top and bottom add 10px. Left and right, don't add anything. I'll say it again. Top and bottom add 10px. Left and right, don't add any padding. So I'll simply click file and save. And then I head to my browser and then I refresh. I want you to look at this. Immediately I will click refresh. You'll notice that it increased. Okay, let me make it 20px so that it will be very noticeable. File and save. You will see a padding just appear here and here. And so I refresh, just keep so you can see it increased. A padding was added. So I have styled this. Now I want to style this. So I can simply copy this, Control C. I can simply paste it and then change it to logo X. But that's a whole lot of work. That's a whole lot of work. I want you to pay attention because I will delete this again because I want. Oh, remember, it was this one that I started. This is link X. It was this one that I started, not this one, not this one. It was this that I started. So because I want this and this to have the same styling like this, I can simply come to this place, put a comma, give a space, dot logo X. That's for this. That's for opening hours. And then I'll do comma, dot. This is contact X. This is contact S. As you can see on the index, this is contact S. So I will do dot contact X. And so I now used the same styling for 3 different items. So I'll click file, save, and then I refresh this. So once I refresh this, you will notice that there is now a 20px pattern here, here, and here. So I can equally change it to 10 so it doesn't look too much. File and save, then I refresh. So as you can see, I now have little paddings, little paddings. And so I also want, you can see that this home, about, register, and contact is aligned vertically as a column. So I want the unnumbered list that is nesting this list to become a container, while the list, each list becomes an item, and then I want to display them horizontally like a row. So I will go to my index.html and go to my footer, my links. So as you can see, the UL is now acting as the container, while the LI is acting as an item. So I am the one that chose it. I want the UL, the unnumbered list, to act as a container, and I want the list to act as an item. So I have one container and four lists: one, two, three, four, and on four items. I will say it again. One container, you can see one container. Okay, let me start from here to here. This is the entire container. And now inside this container, you have four items. Four items. So four items inside one container. Four items inside one container. So my container will be UL, but this UL is inside link X. So it's going to be link X dot link X UL. I want you to pay attention when you're doing CSS. You don't just style UL. You have to style link X and then UL, because UL is inside link X. So I will go to my template.css and then I will type dot link X and then UL. In other words, the unnumbered list inside dot link X. The unnumbered list that is nested inside dot link X. So I will open the bracket and close it. And so the UL is here, the container nesting this four list. This is list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4. The invisible container, the container is invisible. The invisible container called UL is now my container. So how do I nest my container? By saying display flex. DISPLAY. It's only inside the container that I'll type display flex, the one I want to use as a container. So display flex. Now flex direction, row, because I want this to be arranged horizontally. So I will click File and Save and then refresh. So now that I refreshed, you will see that these items, home, about, register, these items are now arranged horizontally. So what next? Now I have the UL is now my container. The link UL is now my container. Therefore, the LI inside each LI is now my item. I have four items, 3 and 4. Each LI is now my item. But how do I style this LI? I have to style this LI as an LI inside an UL and inside a links, a class of links. I will repeat it again. I will style my LI as my LI nested inside my UL nested inside class links. So it will now be dot links UL LI. So I'll go to my template.css. Remember, this closing bracket, a curly bracket, is for this. Is for this at media max width. So this is where it starts and this is where it ends. So this particular last closing curly bracket is the one that closes this one, that this particular bracket that I just highlighted. This particular opening bracket is closed by this. Why this is closed by this? This closes this. This closes this. This closes this. This closes this, and then this is closed by this. And so I will simply type dot link x ULLI, and then I open and close immediately. And then I want the width. I want to stress this by just adding a width, width, of maybe 50 px, and see how it will increase. Click File and save 50 px. Oh, okay, it shifted a little. So I'll double it to 100 px. I'll click File and save. Oh, that's good. 100 px. Maybe I'll increase it to 120 and see what happens. 120. File and save. And then I refresh. Oh, 120. As you can see, I now have a horizontal scroll bar, which my web page has scattered a little. So I'll have to reduce it back to 100. I'll have to reduce it back to 100. 100 just fits, or maybe 90. So I refresh. Now everything is alright. So this is exactly how I want my page to look like on a mobile phone. Okay, so this is exactly what we want to achieve. I can increase this to 20. Click File and save. This is the padding for here. The padding here. I want to have more space here. I want to have more space here. So that's why I increase it to 20. So I refresh. So I think it looks better. So you can see how my website looks on a mobile phone. So if I maximize, that's the magic. You see how it looks on a computer. If I restore, it turns to a mobile view. If I try to drag, as I try to drag, it automatically responds. That's the responsiveness of a website. I was able to achieve this through this at media max width 500 px. If I increase it to maybe 700 px or 800 px, I can increase it to 800 px, click File and save, and then refresh. You will notice that as I continue to drag, it continues to extend until it reaches 800 px. Immediately it reaches 800 px, it will change. So this is my 800 px. This is my 800 px. So I can decide to leave it here for a tablet to still appear like this for a tablet, but that's not what I want. I want to take it back to 500 px. So I take it back to 500 px. I click File and save, and then I refresh. So at 500 px, at 800 px, it now looks like a normal. This is a tablet view. This is how it will look like on a tablet, and then this is how it will look like on a mobile phone. On an Android phone, an iPhone, a Samsung Galaxy phone, or whatever phone. This is how the website will look like. And so I would want to make some changes. I would want to make some changes to this border so that I'll use this opportunity to highlight something very important. So okay, let me just do border top. You see, this is border, meaning that it's for border top, border bottom, border left, and border. This is border top, border left, border bottom, and border right. So once you say border, it represents all of them. So now I want to change it to border top, and then I click File, and then I click Save, and then I refresh. So you can see that it's only the border top that came out now. Border left has disappeared. Border bottom for the front one has disappeared. The border right for the front one has disappeared. Now here we have only border top. The border left disappeared. The border bottom disappeared. The border right disappeared. Now the contact is, this is the first child, the second child. Home is the first child. About is the second child. Register is like the third child. And then contact is that like the last charge. So the last charge does not have a border bottom because the border top of about is now acting as the border bottom of home. So, but now because we did not style border bottom, so it seems as if this that this is not there is no border here. There's no border here, so it doesn't look so nice. So what do? I will do nav just as I have here nav A. So nav A last child. So I want you to notice what I just did. Nav A, just like as I did nav A, this is nav. This is nav. And now this is A, 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 A. Now this is nav A, nav A. Now last child, which is contact. Now I want the last child to have a border bottom. I want it to have a border bottom of 1px groove and orange so that it will balance. And then I click file and save. And then I refresh. Boom, you can see the border bottom has appeared. Now it looks balanced. It now looks balanced. I think this is more presentable than the way it was before. So this is how our Excel library website will look on a mobile phone. You notice that these were wrapped below, unlike the laptop view or the desktop view, it's on a straight line. But if you restore, databases just went on the second line. And then you can see how it looks like. See how the footer looks like on the desktop, like this, floated like this and like this and like this, but on a mobile phone it looks like this. And so we have come to the end of this class. We have come to the end of this video. We have just learned how to make our flex box design responsive both on a desktop and a mobile phone. So the topic of today's video is responsive flexbox design. I would plead that you click on the subscribe button because in the next video we are going to use this template that we already have. This template is for home. We are going to use the template for about, for register, for contact. It's going to be a very interesting class. I would plead that you click subscribe button. I would plead that you direct your relations, or your contacts, or your friends to study this web design for free on my YouTube page, and then the sky is your limit. Remember, I'm Reverend Dr. Napiers. Thank you and remain blessed.